Hey everyone, Kithana here. Today is March 10th. There was a game update or patch today in H1Z1, King of the Kill, and Just Survive, but we're going to focus on King of the Kill Battle Royale. And there's a few things in this patch that aren't on the patch notes, or there's a few things I'd like to talk about that the patch fixed or broke that aren't even mentioned at all. So I'm going to go through them one by one. There's about 10. So let's just kick it off with number 1. As mentioned in the update, there's a new camera angle that is helpful in one way and creates a couple problems. It's helpful because, yes, you can look up and down without your crosshair being blocked by your head, but it makes people dizzy. It makes me kind of nauseous when I'm looking around, especially in the houses. The camera's bouncing around everywhere, and it's almost harder to pick things up instead of easier. And you can't actually look directly down anymore. You can only look a certain distance down, so if there's something actually right below you, you have to back up to pick it up, or just use proximity looting. But it's still a little bit strange, but I'm sure we'll get used to it with time. And there's a fairly game-breaking glitch right now with the camera. And I think this is going to have to be fixed pretty quickly because it's pretty exploitable. And I'm just showing a clip here. You can look through objects. I'm looking straight through a tree. Granted, this is a third-person game, you can just look around the tree, but still you shouldn't be able to see through objects. Hopefully we see a fix for this fairly soon. Now there was a pretty significant change to vehicles as well, where they're a little bit tougher, they have more toughness, but they do start to lose durability at a certain percent, 20% I believe, and then they just slowly burn, and once they're at 10, they burn faster and explode. So that's fine, but the problem with this is there's a certain bug in the game where if you don't see a vehicle, if you're not around when a vehicle's on fire initially and you come back around, or you arrive at a location and you weren't there previously, you can't see the vehicle on fire, so it'll just look like a normal vehicle. So it's kind of a gripe that's just a bug they need to fix. Again, something in the code that needs to be worked on. But it's probably difficult because the truck or car or vehicle hasn't rendered for you. So it's hard to make... they have to kind of change the way the entity works and update it in the server a different way than they're doing now. So anyways, they did do some good stuff with vehicles. It seems to be more consistent getting in the vehicle. Previously it's been difficult sometimes. You just can't get in, right? It's more consistent now. There is a cooldown for getting in and out of the car. So I'm happy about that. There's another change that I don't really like, and that's that the vehicle engines are much louder. And I can understand why this is maybe good for the game, but it's hard on my ears. I had to turn game sound down across the whole board because the vehicle is just roaring in my ear. But vehicles do sound a little different now when they're driving. You can distinctly hear that there are different noises than before the patch, and that wasn't mentioned at all in the patch notes either. Next on the list is probably the most profound change, and it'll have the biggest impact on Battle Royale, and it wasn't even mentioned in the patch notes. So this could be just a graphical setting, which I will double check, but it seems as if they have changed the gas. Well, they have changed the gas from kind of like a flat green to a very foggy, misty green and yellow and orange, depends if you're in the gas or not. And it looks calm when you're outside of the gas looking at the gas, but once you're in the gas, you can't see shit. Good luck driving through a forest. You can't see where you're going. It's going to make staying in the gas much more difficult and much more of a headache. And that's good. That's good for the game. I don't really like being in the gas. I don't like people that stay in the gas. Sometimes you're in the gas and there's nothing you can do about it. And it's going to punish you a little bit. It is hard on the eyes, and you just can't see where you're going. So, yeah, that was the biggest change, and it's not even mentioned at all. Okay, the last 7 items on the list I'm going to kind of lump together here. You can't shift, click, and split or drop items, like ammo, medkits, nothing. Apparently this was a bug on the test server and it just made it to live. So next is, I don't even know how this happened. The weapon scroll for up and down got swapped. I don't know if this happened for anyone else, but when I scroll down, now it scrolls up, and when I scroll up, it scrolls down on my numbers for my weapons. Just strange. How did that happen? And then when I try to reset the keybind, I can't even do it from the control menu. Like, okay, probably have to do it from a text file. Awesome. And the crosshair is slightly different. I loaded up the game and the crosshair isn't as black on the outside, it's like more of a gray. So now I'm just trying a new crosshair because I don't like the one I have now. Sometimes you load in the game with a tactical flashlight and a flare. Why? Who knows? Sometimes you don't get them, sometimes you do. You can just put the flare on the ground and it makes noise. Awesome. There's also this weird change where before you could land kind of sideways when you're parachuting, you wouldn't take damage unless you kind of like landed against a building and fell. Now it seems like you pretty much always take fall damage if you land kind of sideways, like frontwards, I mean. Strange, why is that happening now? There's a change in the 3rd floor of certain office buildings. They don't have doors anymore. Was this an intended change? Is this a bug? Is there other changes like this in the world? Wasn't mentioned at all in the patch notes. And one change, which is probably for the better, is the field gauze is no longer. You just have 5 field bandages now. So it makes stacking things in your inventory a little bit easier and just less annoying. Good job on that one, Daybreak. You got something right. Well, that's it for this video. Well, how about that new crate, though? See you next time.